and welcome to Foundation Focus. I'm Tom Jones, president of the Education Foundation, and today I'd like to welcome Makeda Brome from Fort Pierce Westwood High School. Welcome, Makeda. And Makeda is our 2020 Teacher of the Year. Very exciting title and a very exciting time. I'd also like to welcome Dorothy Hall from C.A. Moore Elementary. Dorothy, welcome. Dorothy is our School-Related Employee of the Year, and I want to offer my congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
The Night of the Stars is a really exciting time. It's actually my favorite event of the year. The foundation is privileged to be the sponsor of it. And actually, if you look back in our history and our charter, it's actually written into our charter that our primary goal is to recognize excellence within the staff.
Nice.
And so we've been doing this probably for 28 years now, which is since the foundation was created. And Night of the Stars, as we know it today, was created probably 7 or 8 years ago. It's telecast live by our friends here from WLX-TV. It's been held at Lincoln Park Academy for as long as I can remember.
Yes.
I don't know if you all have any memory of it being earlier than that, or it's been a long time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, they're great hosts, and they're just a terrific staff. So we held the event on February the 9th, and I just wanted to, I just want to offer to the audience that you can see the taping of it both on our website at efslc.org, or you can just go on YouTube. And I'd like to just start with Dorothy, and this is a very exciting time. I do remember the surprise patrol, and just tell me, what is your perspective leading up to the actual Night of the Stars ceremony?
Well, I would say to you that I agree with you about the Night of the Stars being one of the most fantastic events that I've been to in a long time, even just coming. My second journey to the Night of the Stars.
Okay.
And for me, just being nominated among the peers,
Yes.
so many schools to choose from, and just to be nominated from C.A. Moore out of the group of schools. And then finally, to come down to the finalists.
Right.
I can't say much more about that. I was excited. I was overwhelmed. And meeting with the other two ladies, we held hands and we wished each other the best. And then comes the actual announcement that said, and Dorothy Hall. And I'm like, they called my name. And that was just a piece of icing on the cake, because then I knew it was true.
Yes.
I knew it was true, and I was so elated to receive the honor and represent C.A. Moore.
Well, that's a terrific experience,
Yes.
It's a great honor, and the foundation is really just happy to be a small part of it, but you have done all this hard work. Tell me, how long have you worked for the school district?
I actually retired from my first job after 36 years of insurance industry.
Okay.
And I came home to retire in 2015, May.
Wow, okay.
Of 2015, can you believe that? And then I said, I'm going to try retirement. 2 months. Two
months, okay.
I couldn't do it. And so my friend said, why don't you try subbing? So I went to the school board office, I filled out the application, I took the test, blah, 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 to make a long story short. And in August of 2015, I started subbing at various schools.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, various schools. Until finally, I was at C.A. Moore. Miss Houdin was the principal at that time. And she saw my work ethics, and she said, would you like a job? And I said, a full-time job? Because subbing, you go from different schools.
Sure.
And I said, why not?
Good for
And
you.
so I started at C.A. Moore in December of 2015, and I've been there ever since.
That is terrific. We have a similar story, because I spent a career in commercial banking, retired in 2015, okay?
Wow.
Stayed home. I think about 6 months. I'd last a little bit longer than you. I just couldn't take it anymore. And so I started to look for something to do.
Absolutely.
And I had a friend that, I used to actually be on the board of the foundation many years ago, and I heard that there was an opening. And so I applied, and I got the job, and now I'm just like you. I'm back to work full time. It's a second career.
Second career.
But working with kids is special, isn't it?
Yes, it is, most special. And I love what I do every day. I
Well-
look forward to going to work every day.
So you've actually worked for the district probably what, 3 or 4 years now.
Yes.
About
And
4 years.
3 years, 2 months.
And here you are, school related employee of the year. Congratulations. That's a wonderful
Thank
story.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
That is terrific.
It's a tremendous honor.
Well, I'm really glad to hear. Now, also, I wanted to mention to you, Mid Florida Credit Union has this year, and I think maybe they started this a couple of years ago, but they are providing you or awarding you with a check for $2,500. So that's sort of like icing on the cake, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
That's really great. And they're good. They're good people.
Yes.
They're really good sponsors. That credit union started out as a teachers' credit union, so they're hardest with all of us. So it's really terrific.
It really is
Nice.
terrific because I had no idea of money. You know, when somebody, I think you mentioned to me when you came to do just to let me know. I was
Right,
wondering-
yes.
I'm like, really? Really? Okay.
You know, it started out where we still do this. We had really nice crystal balls, and that was the award.
Yes.
And then a few years ago, probably 4 years ago, we said, wouldn't it be nice if we wrote a little check? So we wrote a check for $250. That's nice, you know,
Yeah.
to put it in the bowl.
Yes.
And then when we started talking to our friends at Mid Florida, not only do they sponsor the foundation with a significant gift as a benefactor, on top of that, they provide the cash awards for SREY, School Related Employee of the Year, and also
Yes.
for the TOY, the Teacher of the Year. And then we said, gee, the $250 doesn't seem so big for the other categories. So last year we actually increased it quite a bit. We kind of broke the bank, you know, so now we're back to trying to do that. So our promise is next year everyone will get a meaningful check, you know.
Nice.
That is
But
very
it's just
nice.
wonderful news. And Makeda, now, so tell us about your experience leading up to this great announcement and all
I
that.
have to piggyback off of Dorothy. It was amazing. I've been a finalist for Teacher of the Year before, so it was exciting. It was kind of that anxiety because, you know, somebody else got it last time, which was
Right,
good.
right.
You know, we have a lot of great teachers in this county. So
Absolutely.
to even be nominated for it is a blessing and just an honor in itself. And especially you're at CA Moore, I'm at Westwood. When you think about my peers, you know, choosing
Yes,
me and saying,
yes.
okay, this is who we believe is the best, that was enough for me. But leading up to the night, like I said, in the hallway, me and the other two finalists, we hugged each other and we talked, you know, we talked about it.
Yes.
And all I could do when they called my name was smile, you know, because it's one thing to hear you're a good teacher, you're good at what you do.
Exactly.
And it's another to feel kind of validated, like, wow, out of, you know, 800
Yes.
people were there last night out of all these schools and all these teachers.
I
I was the
agree.
one chosen at this time for this moment to
Your
be
season.
Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
So it was definitely an amazing experience. And I'm still high off of that, you know, right
Yeah,
now,
sure.
still
Great.
enjoying it.
Well, congratulations. You know, I have a privilege of going along with the school board and Mr. Gent to do the prize patrol, and they don't tell me who was even a nominee at that point,
Wow.
right? They send a text or they'll let me know at the last minute we're going to this school and that school. And even the photographer, Mitch, who's been doing this for years, he says, just tell me, I won't say anything. I said, no, we got to respect the process. So, you know, we join in with in the surprise. And for both of you, there was a common theme to me. You know, we get a rare opportunity to go inside the classroom. And for both of you, the students, or you can tell they love you. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yes.
You know, and Mr. Jen has a really good way about him, and he always asks the students, you know, give me one word that tells him about you.
Yeah.
And the names that I heard for both of you are awesome. You know, fun, dedicated, all the right things, and that's just pouring out from the children.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
it really
absolutely.
shows you're making a big impact in our
Yes.
community.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for that. You know, there's teaching is, and I've learned this since I've been with the foundation, is a difficult job, and you know that now because you had a career in banking, not in insurance, right?
Insurance, yes.
Insurance. So you had a career outside of teaching. Now have you always been a teacher,
I am
Makeda?
a teacher, born and bred.
Okay.
So actually, I was Indian River State College when they first introduced bachelor's degrees. I was a part of the
okay.
first
That's
class
awesome.
All right, with the
of
4-year
bachelor's.
degree.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
a part of the first class of bachelor's that were conferred. So
Wow.
I started out as a physics major and then decided I got into tutoring. And once I started tutoring, I was like, I like this. I really like breaking down the math. I like helping other people understand math because they think it's complicated. And it can be sometimes, but I feel like it's all about translation. So I think of myself as a translator. And once the students learn the language, they can be successful in it. But yeah, I did my bachelor's degree at Indian River State College, and then I went right for my internship at Lincoln Park Academy.
Wow,
I was
okay.
hired, did my internship in the fall, and I was hired to teach the same classes in the spring.
Now, did you graduate
Absolutely.
from the local school system?
No, my father was military.
Okay,
So
all right.
about 2 weeks after I graduated from high school in California, we were in Port St. Lucie.
Wow,
And I
okay.
immediately enrolled at Indian River State College. It was Indian River Community College then.
Yes.
And that's when I started my way on becoming a math teacher.
Well, that's terrific. Yeah, well, you have a gift for it, obviously.
Thank
It really
you.
shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was watching you with some of the math formulas you're putting on this board there.
I know.
I'm looking going, oh, I don't know what she's writing, but it looks pretty complicated to me.
I know. I'm still trying to explain please excuse my
You're
dear.
Aunt Sally.
Well, that's really great. I just wanted to spend just a moment just
Sure.
shifting gears a little bit, but I wanted to, thank some of our sponsors because they are wonderful, wonderful businesses, and they help pay the bills,
Yes.
But first of all, of course, Mid-Florida Credit Union,
Yes.
which sponsored sponsored the Teacher of the Year Award, and then they also provided the cash stipend for both SREY, School-Related Employee of the Year, and then Teacher of the Year. So they're great partners. They're kind of new with us. Part of my job at the foundation is to reach out to the businesses and try to make connections and try to raise money. And but every once in a while you get a phone call of someone who volunteers to support the foundation. And that's what happened with Mid-Florida. They said, we're kind of new in the market. We're building some more branches. Want to know if we could help you out. I'm going, yeah, of course, And it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey. Shrita Walker, their assistant vice president and the manager of the office where I think you had gone,
Yes.
Makeda, and you will go there tomorrow. She's a terrific individual, lives in the county. Her children go to county schools here, and she's now on the board of the foundation. And she's
That's wonderful.
she's the board secretary. So she's working her way up, So
Nice.
it's been a blessing for us in many,
Yes.
many ways. We're just thrilled with it. So I want to thank Mid-Florida.
Yes.
Remnant Construction was actually the sponsor for another category, DMY, which is Distinguished Minority Educator of the Year. Remnant is a local company. They're headquartered right here in Fort Pierce. Brian Garcia is one of the principals, and Brandon Noble is another principal, and Brandon's on the board also. So that's a great local company. And then I also want to thank Kaiser University. And hold on a second here. I got it mixed up here. Remnant is SREY, School-Related Employee of the Year. And then Kaiser University is Distinguished Minority Educator of the Year. And Kaiser has been a supporter of the foundation for many years. Leslie Christoph is our immediate past board chair. She's the president of the Port St. Lucie campus.
Nice.
And just a terrific individual and a terrific organization. So we really thank them. And Seacoast Bank. Seacoast Bank sponsored the first year Teacher of the Year. Seacoast Bank has been probably a supporter for the foundation for probably over 15 years consistently. And they also are big supporters of the teacher grant program. It's really in their heart to provide funding for our teacher grant program. So they're a great organization, great people. So I want to thank both of them.
Yes.
And also Publix supermarkets. We all probably shop at
Yes.
Publix.
Yes.
What a wonderful organization, isn't it?
Yes.
It's just, I'm there like every day. And they have sponsored the VIP reception for, probably the last 10 years.
Nice.
And they recently went through a big change in their management. The individual that ran it for many years finally retired. And so I called them just to make sure we're in the pipeline. It's, oh yeah, you're still there, And of course they sponsored it, so it's really terrific. Something else happened during the ceremony. I want to talk about the ceremony a little bit, but we invited for the first time. We actually talked to the, I'm going to call it the food services division, the nutrition
Yes.
folks, and we always used a private company to be the sponsor of the event, of the reception. but they asked for an opportunity to bid on it. And I'll tell you, they won it because of of the tasting and the quality of the food.
Yes.
They won it
Nice.
because of their pricing, but they did a terrific job.
Yes, they did.
And yeah,
Excellent.
they did, and they did it at a lower cost than anyone else, and they did it with just high quality. And it fits like a glove because they're us, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
they're a nonprofit organization, but they have this little section that reaches out to the community and actually provides services for a fee. So they raise money also. So it's kind of a good cause. So and this year we were able to welcome and feed over 650 people.
Wow.
And years past, on the same budget, we could only do 400. So that's why at the ceremony, it was much more crowded. We had a lot
Yes.
more, many,
was
many.
wonderful.
Yeah, we were able to even offer food for the volunteers, which has always been near and dear to my heart because there are security individuals, sheriffs there, and police that are helping out, and as well as staff. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of staff that are there working overtime. So it's an opportunity for us to kind of give back to them. So let's talk about the actual event. I mean, the event itself is patterned after the Academy Awards. Dr. Kevin Perry has been doing this now. It's his third year.
Yes.
Dr. Perry is a wonderful educator, a wonderful
He is.
executive.
He is.
He's got a good way about him. He has a lot of moving parts to keep together, and he does a good job every year. And so he's really in charge. He has a fine eye. He really has an art background and
Yes.
music background.
Yes.
So he can, he looks at things from a different perspective than me. I'm just looking at the stage. It looks fine with me. He's going, no, this is out of place. This is out of place. He's listening to the band and the music program. He's, and so he's really stepped it up in terms of the way the stage looks and all. Okay, so he's a great individual, and a lot of people help out. So it's patterned after the Academy Awards. Jane Whitaker was our Master of Ceremony.
Great, yes.
Also did a great job for second time in a year. So so you're like in the back, or you in the audience at
We were
first?
in the audience.
Oh, you're in the
So-
audience,
So,
okay.
yeah,
In the
we're
audience, so
sitting.
we saw
sitting in-
everything.
We saw everything.
Okay, so you see us all up on stage.
Yes.
And then when they call the nominees, I guess, right,
Yeah.
for that category, then you all come up, and then you line up, I guess, right?
Single file by
Single
school.
file
By school, and they call your name, and that's when we provide the trophy, I guess, right?
Yes.
To everybody, and then they move into the finalists, right? And there's
Yes.
3 of you, and that's when it's drum roll time, right?
Yes,
No.
it is.
I know.
Drum roll, anxiety, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then-
Anticipation.
Anticipation,
That's
but
what it is,
definitely
yeah.
anticipation.
And I don't think at that point there's 3 people in the whole audience that really knew at that moment who actually won, And I actually get the name because we engrave it, but I don't
Yes.
always remember because there's so many moving parts, and so for me it's just as exciting as if I never knew. I'm like, I'm
Very.
kind of, and so then and then we know who the winners are, and I just think it's just a wonderful event, a wonderful way to capstone your career so far. Gosh, you're so young, both, so you have a whole career ahead of you.
Can I tell you a fun fact, though?
Yeah, please.
The first year Teacher of the Year winner was one of my former students.
Really?
I had her my
Wow.
first
Is that
year
right?
of teaching.
Now, you've been
high
teaching for how
school.
long then?
9.5 years.
So 9.5 years, a student has graduated, gone to college, come back
Yes,
as a
and
teacher.
she was the first year Teacher of the Year, and she works at Fort Pierce Central.
Wow.
So, and I had
did not
another
know that.
student up there. She's a guidance counselor at one of the elementary schools. So that for me was so full circle and amazing
Yes,
to see
yes,
that.
I can see that.
Wow! And I looked, I was like, I think she was in my class, and it was her. So that makes this job so worthwhile when you can see students come back and they're in
I agree.
education.
I
It was
agree.
really, really great to experience that.
Tell us what motivates you every day. I mean, it's got to be hard, right?
It's not easy, and math is a subject that a lot of adults and students are, afraid of. But it's the students motivate me, their success. I want all of my students to be successful. And even in this role as math coach now, I want my teachers to be as successful as my students. So everything that I do, even on the hard days, I always think about, I want everyone to be their best version of themselves. And I have to work hard do that, and I get up with a smile, even when I don't want to smile sometimes. Like I said, it's
Yes.
hard, but being able to watch someone learn and grow, and then I grow in the process.
Yes.
One of the things about teaching is, as you teach your students, they teach you. As I work with my colleagues, and they grow, I grow also. So I like
Yes.
that cycle, that I continue to be a teacher and a student at the same time.
Well, that's a very interesting comment.
Yes.
A teacher and a student at the same time. I like
Yes.
that. I like that.
Very much said.
Yeah,
yes.
that's terrific. Now, what grade do you teach?
So as math coach, I actually cover the whole school. So it's 9 through 12.
Really? Okay.
This year I had the opportunity to teach. I taught algebra for a couple of months because we were missing short a teacher. But I push into all the classes. So I model with teachers. I co-teach lessons with them. We run through what's called a coaching cycle. So we figure out, hey, what's something you want to fix? And we talk about it and go implement it and see how well it worked or what we need to tweak. And then I also pull students out of class. So I do small group interventions. So we have seniors who haven't met the requirement to graduate. So there are like days like today where I'm pulling them out of class and we're doing one-on-one tutoring to make sure they're successful. So I almost end up touching every single student.
So
in
you
the
actually
school.
work with the teachers and then the students.
The
So
teachers
if there's
and
a
the
student that needs extra support,
Yes.
okay, then you're the coach that comes in.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now, when I was there, you actually had a class though, right?
Yes, I was teaching algebra
you're
at the time.
teaching
so that was the
algebra,
algebra
okay.
class that I was teaching.
Was it Algebra 1 or 2?
It was algebra 1.
Really? You were
So-
putting up Algebra 1 equations on the board when we walked in?
Yes, yes.
I probably
we were
couldn't
working on
solve them.
radicals and radical expressions.
Oh, is that what that?
There you go.
But yeah, that was a ninth grade algebra 1 class.
Okay, terrific. And Dorothy, what grade do you teach?
Well, right now I am a second grade teacher,
Okay,
and my role for this was paraprofessional.
okay. Mm-hmm.
And with that, and I agree with you, my sister, that the students are the ones that keep us going.
Yes.
Because if it was not for them, what would I do? Because they make my day. Like I said prior, I get up, I'm ready to go to school. I'm up at 6, I'm out the door at 7, trying to get my room prepped or whatever. But as a para, I was given the opportunity to work with the teachers, second grade class, work with the teachers, whether it was doing testing, filling in for teachers when they were not there. I'm just like a gopher.
Yeah.
We go and do what we
In
need
a
to
good
do.
way, in a good
In a
way.
good
Yeah, right,
way.
right.
In a
You
good
are
way.
supporting the process, right?
Supporting the process.
Right, right.
And then I had the opportunity to step into a teaching second grade. Prior to that, going back, I was also nominated as the first year outstanding teacher from C.A. Moore.
Okay.
So this is my second go around with
Yes,
this.
all right.
And so teaching
Makes sense now.
is in my
Yes.
heart.
Yes.
And I feel like you do. You learn from the students.
Yes.
I have mentors and teachers, the staff, everybody learns from someone. And my students every day, they have to let me know what they learned on the way out. If it's nothing but 2 + 2 and it's 4, I knew that they got my get.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
interesting. So at the very end, you circle back and just have them tell you what's the one thing that they learned today.
I stand
That's
at my
interesting,
door.
yeah.
I greet them in the morning.
Right.
I stand at their door in the evening when they get ready to go for dismissal. Well, what did you learn today?
Okay.
Tell me something that you learned
Reinforcement.
today. Reinforcement.
Yeah.
And if they tell me one thing that they learned in the course of the day, I felt like I did my job.
Right.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because that's a little hard to do. I mean, if a student can spend like a whole day in class, but may not be able to think. So your students are thinking about, because they know you're going to ask them, and they're thinking about what's the one thing that I learned today that I want to tell my teacher, right?
Exactly.
That's interesting.
And then turn it around, flip the script.
That's a very unique approach.
What is
I
2
don't-
+ 2? What did you say 5 + 5 was today in class? So give back to receive back.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I said in my little statement, to reach one is to teach one.
Yes.
And we do that every day.
Exactly.
You have to reach them in order to teach them.
Yeah. And what's the one thing that you use in class that kind of closes it, or
I would say the same thing as Dorothy. It's making the students a part of their own learning process.
Yes.
So many times students feel like they sit and get, and I'm not a sit and get person. I'm active. I'm moving
Yes,
around. We're having
yes.
fun. So I make class fun. It's like, okay, so I asked them, what did we learn last class? You know.
Okay, circling back to the previous class.
Yeah, going
Right,
back
right.
to the previous. What did we
Right.
learn? You know, what does it say that we learned? And then prove it to me. How do I know you
Yeah.
learned
Oh,
prove it
that?
to you.
You know, so and,
Well,
then,
that's
and,
smart,
and
yeah.
if they tell me, okay, I remembered, you know, we do a little bit more than 2 + 2 is 4. But if they say I remember 2 + 2 is 4, okay, show me in a model. Show me how do we do that, and I'll give them a different problem. Okay, so if you learn that, let me give you another problem, and my students used to call me a magician because they would say they learned without even feeling like they learned, because they
Okay.
would be leading a lot of the process, you know. So it's like, okay, so we learned this. Okay, so now that we learned, you know, step 1, all right. So now you're going to walk through how to do step 2, you know.
I like
So
that.
as a teacher, it's not just about me being the sage on the stage, the ultimate one in charge.
Yes.
I feel like the ultimate goal of teaching is to get students to embrace their own learning.
So it's not
Exactly.
just
And to
rote then,
participate.
right?
It is
Yes, it's
not rote
not at
memory.
all.
I want
So-
them as participants in their own learning, and then because they own it, and when they start owning it and feel like they can do it just a little bit,
Exactly.
they will keep trying, and the next
So
thing you
both
know,
of you have that same
Yeah.
mission. That I
Exactly.
Right?
And the
Yes.
thing about it too is the smile that you get
yes,
when they
yes.
get it.
Yeah, when the lights start going off.
Yes,
Yeah, they
you
start.
can see it go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm smiling because I knew that whatever I was trying to do or teach, it came across.
Exactly.
You know, you hear this all the time, but all of us can probably remember 1 or 2 teachers that were impactful in our lives.
Oh yes.
Yes.
At a very critical time, that teacher reached out or had a special, way about them, and it was a
Absolutely.
life
Yes.
learning. So that's the magic of being a teacher. A hard job though, a hard job, But now you're on a bigger stage, okay? You're both at a national, really at a statewide level, right? There's
Yes.
a statewide. There's going to be a statewide Teacher of the Year and a statewide School-Related Employee of the Year. So you're going to be meeting soon. I don't know if you have yet. You're going to be both meeting other individuals from other school districts, right?
Yes.
And so there's a whole series of programs. So you're off to another journey, and your current jobs are still there, right?
Yes.
You don't get a break from that. But I think both of you will probably be going to Tallahassee at some point, right? I guess, and even having maybe an opportunity to meet the governor. So
Awesome.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's terrific. I'm getting told that time has gone by. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. 30 minutes has gone by.
Thank you so
But
much.
this has been a
much.
terrific time spent, and I really want to offer my congratulations again. I think it's just terrific, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about your journey as Teacher of the Year and
Thank
School
you.
Employee of the Year, and just want to thank both of you.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to thank the audience for listening in, and also being supporters of the Education Foundation. We've been supporting the school district for oh my goodness, now 28 years. So I also want to thank WLX TV for their terrific support. Thank you very much.